nothing changes until you decide to change. No one is coming to fix your life. The day you decide to grow is the day comfort ends. Most people wait for the right moment. They tell themselves they will start when things feel easier, when they have more time, when they feel ready. But the truth is, that moment never comes. Life does not slow down for you to catch up. It keeps moving, and every day you delay, you fall further behind the person you could become. Growth does not begin with motivation. It begins with a decision. A clear, uncomfortable decision that you are no longer willing to stay the same. The day you decide to grow, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming your past, your circumstances, or other people. You accept that where you are right now is the result of your choices. That realization is heavy, but it is also powerful. Because if your choices created your current life, then different choices can create a different future. This is where responsibility replaces comfort. It is no longer about what happened to you. It is about what you do next. Growth is not something you feel. It is something you do. It shows up in small actions that most people avoid. Waking up earlier when you want to sleep. Doing the work when no one is watching. Staying consistent when results are not visible. These actions are not exciting. They are repetitive, often boring, and sometimes frustrating. But they are the foundation of change. Without them, nothing improves. You will also lose things when you decide to grow. You will lose old habits, old routines, and sometimes even people. Not everyone will understand your change. Some will question it. Others will feel uncomfortable around it. That is part of the process. Growth creates distance between who you were and who you are becoming. And not everyone is meant to come with you. There will be days when you doubt your decision. Days when progress feels slow and effort feels pointless. This is where most people quit. They expect growth to be quick and visible. When it is not, they return to what is familiar. But real growth is slow. It happens quietly through discipline and repetition. You do not notice it day to day, but over time, it changes everything. The day you decide to grow, you stop chasing easy outcomes. You start building a stronger mindset. You begin to understand that success is not about feeling good. It is about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. This shift changes how you approach your work, your habits, and your life. Growth is not comfortable. It requires effort, patience, and consistency. But it also gives you something most people never experience: control. Control over your actions, your direction, and your future. And that only begins the moment you make a firm decision that staying the same is no longer an option. The moment you decide to grow, your priorities begin to change. Things that once felt important start to lose their value. Endless scrolling, wasting hours, avoiding responsibility, these habits become harder to justify. You begin to notice how much time you were giving away without thinking. That awareness is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. It forces you to confront how you have been living and what it has been costing you. Growth demands structure. Without it, your decisions become inconsistent, and inconsistency leads you back to your old patterns. You cannot rely on motivation because it comes and goes. What you need is a system. A routine that removes guesswork from your day. Waking up at the same time. Setting clear priorities. Finishing what you start. These are simple actions, but they build discipline. And discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. You will also start to see the difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy is easy. It feels like progress, but often it is just distraction. Real productivity is focused and intentional. It requires you to do the work that actually moves your life forward, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. This is where growth separates you from most people. You stop doing what is easy and start doing what is necessary. As you grow, your mindset begins to shift. You stop looking for shortcuts. You understand that real results take time. This changes how you respond to challenges. Instead of avoiding them, you face them directly. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" That question puts you back in control. It turns every setback into a lesson instead of a reason to quit. There will be moments when you feel isolated. Growth often requires you to spend more time alone. Not because you have no options, but because you have standards. You become more selective about how you spend your time and who you spend it with. This can feel uncomfortable at first, but it creates space for focus. It allows you to invest your energy into things that actually matter. Your self-respect also begins to increase. Not because of what you have achieved, but because of what you are doing consistently. Keeping promises to yourself builds confidence. Every time you follow through on something you said you would do, you strengthen your identity. You start to see yourself as someone who takes action, not someone who just talks about it. Growth also changes how you handle failure. Instead of seeing it as proof that you are not good enough, you begin to see it as part of the process. You understand that every mistake carries information. It shows you what does not work and pushes you to adjust. This mindset keeps you moving forward, even when things do not go as planned. The day you decide to grow, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You start working with what you have. You accept that progress will be imperfect, but you move anyway. And that decision, repeated every day, is what slowly builds a life that most people only talk about but never commit to creating. At a certain point, growth stops feeling like something you are trying to do and starts becoming who you are. Your habits are no longer forced. Your discipline is no longer a struggle every single day. You begin to operate with a level of control that most people never reach. Not because you are special, but because you stayed consistent when it was difficult. This is where real change becomes visible. Not in one big moment, but in the way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you respond to pressure. You become less reactive. Situations that once frustrated you no longer control your emotions. You pause, you think, and then you act. This creates a gap between impulse and action, and inside that gap is where your power is. Most people never develop this. They live on reaction, moving from one feeling to the next without control. But growth teaches you to stay steady, even when things around you are not. Your standards continue to rise. What used to feel acceptable no longer meets your expectations. You push yourself harder, not because someone is forcing you, but because you understand what you are capable of. This is where self-respect turns into self-demand. You no longer negotiate with laziness. You do what needs to be done because that is the standard you have set for yourself. You also develop patience. Not passive waiting, but active patience. You keep working without needing immediate results. You trust the process because you have seen small progress over time. This removes the need for constant validation. You are no longer dependent on quick wins or external approval. Your focus shifts to long-term outcomes, and that gives you an advantage most people do not have. There is also a level of clarity that comes with growth. You know what matters and what does not. You stop wasting energy on things that do not contribute to your progress. Arguments, distractions, unnecessary opinions. These things lose their importance. You become more direct with your time and your effort. This clarity simplifies your life and increases your effectiveness. But growth never ends. The version of you that you worked hard to become will eventually become your new baseline. What once felt difficult will feel normal. And that is where the next level begins. If you stop there, you slowly drift backward. Growth requires continuous effort. It demands that you keep setting new standards, new goals, and new challenges. The truth is, the day you decided to grow was not a single moment. It was the beginning of a pattern. A pattern of choosing discipline over comfort, responsibility over excuses, and action over delay. That pattern is what shapes your life. Not luck, not timing, not other people. Most people never make that decision. They wait, they hesitate, and they stay where they are. But you did not. And because of that, your life will not follow the same path. It will be harder, more demanding, and at times more isolating. But it will also be more controlled, more intentional, and more real. And that is the trade-off. You give up comfort to gain control. You accept difficulty to build strength. You choose growth, knowing it never becomes easy, only worth it.